Okay, so first things first, let's open our file for today. And our file is a pretty generic one. And we're going to be talking about graphics today, and we're going to use site related items to help us do that. And we're also going to get a little more into roads, but you're going to see that we're going to use the floor element to make our roads. It's really simple. There's multiple ways we can do it. The easiest way is to use floors, though, and to classify them as roads. So let's open our file. We're out on the V drive, of course, as usual. And under our class directory, under the oh, wait a minute, wrong class. Sorry about that. That's tomorrow. Under students, under your name, lecture start files, lecture 5, there's that file, and I'm going to do the right thing today and be a good example, and I am going to save at the beginning, file, save as, and I'm going to save the project file under my initials, okay? There we go. So what we have here, if we looked at a 3D view, everyone, is just simply a flat piece of topography. Okay, I wanted everybody to start the same way so that we could all see the same thing, and I'm convinced all of you are okay when it comes to what creating topography now, at least on a very basic level. So one of the things I'm going to do right away is I'm going to go over to the annotate tab. The annotate tab with the detail lines is a very handy way to start laying certain things out, especially if I want to just come back and use the pick lines option to put in what I want to put in. So right now, as you can see, I can't exactly snap to the topography, right? It's not jumping in. If I hit snap in, I'm not snapping on. But I can simply draw a line here, right? And then I can go to modify and I can offset it. And I can offset this, I don't know, your average road is about 20 feet wide so that 2 cars can pass on it, just kind of like a rule of thumb for you. All right, so there's a road. And if I want to go back here to the architecture tab, I can also go to the floor function. And I'm going to click on just floor architectural. And while I'm there, what I'm going to do is say pick lines. But before I even pick the lines, I want to think through this. How do I want to create this road? Well, I have this generic 12-inch. My road is not going to be 12-inch thick. Your average road is just a couple of inches with earth and with some concrete perhaps, and then some asphalt. You're maybe 3, 4, 5 inches tops. So first thing I'm going to do is go to edit type, and I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to say roadway, and I'm just going to put 5 inches, right? And I'm going to say OK. And then I'm going to go to the structure, and I'm going to change this to 0 space 5, and I'm going to grab a category, and let's look through some of the categories. Maybe there's some that you perhaps didn't realize were there. I'm going to see if they have something called asphalt. All right, there's asphalt shingle, and we can see how that looks. That'll do, right? If I right click and I say duplicate, and I go to and just save this as asphalt roadway, that gives me another means of a material that I can use. Now notice there's no surface pattern to it, no background, no foreground. We're going to come back and play with that a little later so that we can see some contrast with something we're going to do. So I've got that in there now. I'm going to say okay, okay, and I'm just simply going to go in here and pick those 2 lines. Then I'm going to draw a line right somewhere out here between these. I'll draw this here, and I'll draw this here, here to here, and now I've got a roadway. Let's look at how that roadway intersects the topography though, all right? This is just something from the other day. If I go to a south elevation, look at my road. My road is sitting below the what? It's sitting below the datum. That's not what we really want. We want our road to sit above the datum because there's some other things that we're going to do. So I'm going to click on that like I'm here. Height off some offset from level. Surprise, surprise, we're going to select 5 inches, right? And then if I go back to a 3D view, I can see that my road looks a little gray. There are some roads that look black at appearance, depending on how old the asphalt is. I like to go with gray most of the time. It's just easier on the eye and easier to see. But whatever you choose is up to you, because graphically you can make those choices in your model. That doesn't trouble me at all. Do some experimentation. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this video and let you all get started and caught up to me.